Dr. Doman, do you believe that in our time we are wasting a terrible amount of human potential?
Oh boy, yes, that's a lovely question, Mr. Schmedding. I deplore the waste of our skies, and I deplore the waste of our waters, and I deplore the waste of our forests. It is nothing compared to the waste of our children's brains. The sad thing that I believe about this is I believe that most parents do not wish to waste their children's lives. I believe they are heavily put upon by professionals who are upset by the idea of children being better. Yes. I worry about grown-ups who feel threatened by children and superiority. I think perhaps that the great difference between us and the lower creatures is that even the highest of the lowest creatures are condemned to live it out all over again, to start where their parents began and end where their parents began, being limited to what their parents can teach them in the early days of life. Yeah. I think we human beings changed all that, most especially when we invented written language. Because when I, as a typical child, learned to read at my mother's side, when I was a child, all children learned to read at their mother's sides. Their mothers read to them, and we read with them. I believe that when that happened, I, as an individual human being, was set free. I was no longer limited to what my mother and father could teach me. Now I had available all the things that all the wise human beings in history had ever written, and could learn on my own. I think the primary difference between human beings and the lower creatures is that it has been the objective of every generation to have their children begin where they left off. Yes. So my grandmother and grandfather, as typical grandparents, their objective in life was to have their children stand on their shoulders, to begin where they ended. And then my mother and father spent their lives arranging for me to stand on their shoulders, to begin where they left off. And I have spent my life arranging for my children to stand on my shoulders. And they are now engaged in having my grandchildren stand on their shoulders. I think it is the essential difference between human beings and other creatures. I think that we human beings have changed the world around us in a way that would have been incomprehensible to the great geniuses of 200 years ago. Benjamin Franklin, 8 miles from this place as the crow flies, wrote, along with Thomas Jefferson, the Declaration of Independence, a superb document, a great dream, not only for this country, but for the world. We have changed the world around us in an unbelievable way, where in this room I can make it winter or summer by pushing a button. I can make it as dry as a desert by pushing a button, or as humid as a jungle. And I can make it day or night by pushing a button in this room, perhaps undreamed of 300 years ago. And yet have we human beings changed ourselves proportionately? I'm not sure that anybody in the United States government has written anything better than that Declaration of Independence, when we must have had 6 government employees here in Philadelphia. Now we've got millions of employees, and I doubt if we've written anything which either said a more important thing than that, or which said it more elegantly and more beautifully. I think we are on the edge of a new day where we're going to have to make a decision about ourselves, whether we're going to be bright enough to deal with the wonderful and dreadful things we have invented in the world. And it's time, I think, for a new breed of us. And I think that new breed is not only possible, I think they exist. And I, for one, am delighted to have children greatly superior to me.
Oh, yes. You're not afraid of them?
No, it bothers me that human beings are afraid of intelligence.
Yeah.
We prize muscles. We prize athletes who we pay millions of dollars,
Yes.
and are rather afraid of intelligence and brains. I wonder what our geniuses have done to justify such an attitude on our part. I wonder who was harmed by the Mona Lisa, or the Last Supper, or by Beethoven's Fifth, or by the Declaration of Independence. It seems to me that our superior people are the people who have lit the way all along, and I can't help wondering, while we're worried about creating elites of intelligence, why we reward elites of biceps with millions of dollars in salary. Now, does that mean I'm opposed to the Olympics, etc.? Of course not. Of course not. Our children are physically splendid.
Yeah.
I just believe that we must place a greater value on abilities and capabilities, and I believe that is readily available to every child alive if we simply have an opportunity to tell as parents the things we've spent our lives learning, and I have no doubt you have spent your life learning.
Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah, the trouble is, in the physical world we can see, but in the invisible world here, we are very much in the dark, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, we have spent our lives in that world, inside the skull.
Yeah.
And I suppose if you were going to define the Institute staff, I guess you'd have to say we're brain people, and who are very much for physical growth of the physical brain, with all the consequent things that come with that.
Right, I'd like to thank you very much, Dr. Doman.
My great pleasure, and I'm so sad that your schedule didn't permit you to see all going on here.
Yes.
But you're very welcome here, and feel free to see what you would like to see.
Thank you very much. I'm exploring ways of expanding my own field.
Of course, yes, of course. And where are you in Australia? Sir?
I am in Canberra. That's the federal.
Yes,
yes.
Yep,
and I work in private practice, and especially in interactions with children.
Good. The whole world believes that autistic is autistic.
Yes.
Once you're autistic, and you're always autistic. Blue eyes, you have blue eyes. Autistic, you're autistic. The fact that we have dealt with many, many such children, and they're now functioning as normal human beings, makes a very small impression on the world.
Yes,
unhappily.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Bergasser, we'll pop you down to the auditorium and show you what's going on.
Mrs. Roderick wasn't in there.
Trust you to make sure. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Doman.
My pleasure, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
I hope we meet again.
I hope so too.
In Australia or here.
Oh, I hope so indeed.
We'll look forward to it.
Right.